Hi y'all, as you can see I got a, maybe you can't tell, but I got a dead head here. Guy just dropped it off. Turn it around so you can see. Got it up here on my really high-end table. We got a dead head and the fur's still on there but coming off a little bit. Everything is real dry on there. So what I'm gonna do with this, and it helps it for two reasons. I'm gonna soak it for at least 2 to 3 days, but most likely about a week or so. Get this hide real hydrated so I can get it off fairly easy. But then it also, I want to get lots of hydration into that skull, into the bones. And then from there I'll be able to tell pretty easily how easy it's going to clean up. You know, if I can boil it, if I need to take it a little easy and be more delicate. But we're gonna get this done up real nice. Pete does not want to color these antlers up, but man, this thing is just really sweet. It's got some webbing. I don't know if you can tell. Later in the video, at least, I'll show you. It's got some webbing back here with another little point, and look at this third point here. Instead of being like this little guy, instead, this guy, all total, is probably about 24 inches from the main beam to the tip. Just a cool looking bull. I think it's just really stupid that I didn't find it, but whatever. So anyways, we're gonna get this soaking. We'll check back in a few days, see how it looks, and we'll go from there. It really is essential with these dead heads to put the whole thing in water and just soak it. Unlike fresh skulls, you know, you want to skin the head, and then if you're not going to do the European mount right away, then yeah, put the skull into some water. But if you've ever tried to skin a dead head, you know it's impossible to do it while it's still dry and everything. So get that skull in some water, skin it up. It'll be much easier. Actually, it's the only possible way. But as soon as you get that in water, it's going to start stinking. So just beware of that. And then when you get to the power wash part, I mean, it's still the same thing. Put it in Zote soap or OxyClean and boil it. And when you power wash it, just be a little careful with it, because it's a dead head. It's going to be a little more fragile than it would normally be. Here's what we're doing with this. Normally you put it in the pot cold, bring it to a boil, and then turn that boil off. I did an elk right before this one, so it was pretty much already at a boiling temperature. So what we're doing is I'm just going to low boil it like this. I'm not going to turn the high heat on. I mean, this is a lot quieter, this burner, than it normally is, because I have it just about where it's going to turn off. But anyways, I'm going to do this for about 25-30 minutes. And you can see here, you know, some of the color's coming out. It's getting a little lighter. It's never going to get white like this guy over there. Just isn't going to happen. But I'm going to do that this way this time, so I don't boil it to hell here, being a dead head. And then I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours. Just let it cool down in the peroxide. Get it out of the sun, because for some reason the sun just activates the peroxide and it loses its whitening power for any future boils. So do that and we'll check in 24 hours. Yeah, so really the name of the game with doing dead heads is just do the same stuff, but do it a little more gently. You know, you want to boil it a little bit more gently. If you do try and boil it before you hydrate it, let's say it's a dead head and it doesn't have the hide on it, and you don't hydrate it, you're just going to boil that thing till it dissolves away or eats at the skull quite a bit. So hydrate it, boil it gently, power wash it gently, and repeat that process with the developer. And I apologize, I didn't take any of these in landscape mode, portrait only, so you don't get to look at the whole thing at once, and I apologize. Here's some good before and afters, coming in looking like a dead head. This one was in pretty good shape, so I was able to clean it up pretty nice, get it pretty white, especially for a dead head. So hope you enjoy, and hope next time you find something out there, you're able to put this knowledge to use.